Leo, March 2025 is not a month that will pass quietly. This is a time of awakening, major transitions, and deep realizations that will set the course for your future in ways you might not expect. The planetary alignments are demanding that you step into a new level of power, clarity, and responsibility, whether you feel ready for it or not. The month begins with a lingering energy from February's intense full moon in your sign, a moment that likely shook something loose in your life, forcing you to acknowledge a truth you could no longer ignore. Maybe it was about your relationships, your career, or a pattern you've been repeating without realizing it. Whatever it was, March will take that initial spark and turn it into something undeniable. Pisces season is in full effect, which means emotions are running high, intuition is heightened, and the usual fast-paced fire that fuels you is meeting resistance. This is a time where you may feel moments of deep introspection, questioning things that once seemed so certain. Instead of jumping into action as you usually do, you may find yourself hesitating, wondering if what you're chasing is truly what you want. That's because the universe isn't asking for blind ambition this month. It's asking for alignment. You may feel pulled in two directions. Part of you wants to push forward, make bold moves, and claim what you feel is yours. But another part of you is feeling the weight of unfinished business, of loose ends that need tying up before you can move on. And this internal push and pull is only going to intensify as the month unfolds, especially once Venus and Mercury Retrograde in Aries begin stirring the past. Just when you think you're about to make progress, something or someone from the past resurfaces. It could be an opportunity that once slipped through your fingers, a relationship that never fully closed, or a situation you thought was resolved but isn't. You might be tempted to see this as a second chance, but before you jump in, ask yourself why it's coming back now. Not everything that returns is meant to stay. Some things come back to show you how much you've grown, to remind you that what you once wanted no longer aligns with who you've become. As the weeks progress, the energy begins to intensify. The universe is building up to something big, and you can feel it. There's a sense of anticipation, like the moment before a thunderstorm when the air feels electric and charged. And then, just when you think you have a handle on things, March 14th arrives, and everything shifts. This is not just another day on the calendar. The lunar eclipse in Virgo is one of the most significant turning points of the year, especially when it comes to your financial world, career trajectory, and sense of stability. If you've been avoiding making a decision about your professional life, this eclipse will make it for you. You might receive an offer you didn't expect, experience a sudden shift in your workplace, or feel an overwhelming clarity about where you need to go next. But one thing is certain: this is a moment of reckoning. Eclipses don't just nudge you in a certain direction, they throw open doors and slam others shut. If something ends during this time, trust that it's because you've outgrown it. It's easy to cling to familiarity, to resist change because it feels safer. But this is not a time for safety, it's a time for growth. And growth rarely comes without discomfort. This eclipse also carries a powerful financial undertone, meaning that for many Leos, money matters are about to take center stage. Maybe you've been waiting on an investment to pay off, considering a job switch, or wondering if you should take a financial leap of faith. Whatever the case, this eclipse will bring answers. But be mindful, clarity doesn't always come in the way you expect. Sometimes it arrives through unexpected challenges, forcing you to make choices that once seemed impossible. As the eclipse energy unfolds, the universe is placing you in the eclipse corridor, a 2-week period between the lunar eclipse on March 14th and the solar eclipse on March 29th, where fated events take over. This is the space where things accelerate beyond your control. A conversation you weren't expecting could change your career path. An email could set the course for your next 5 years. A sudden realization about a financial situation could force you to take action. These moments are random. They are part of the larger plan. At the same time, your relationships are being tested. With Venus retrograde in Aries, the past is knocking. Maybe an ex reaches out, or you find yourself thinking about someone you haven't spoken to in years. But instead of seeing this as a sign to rekindle something, ask yourself why this person is showing up now. Is it because there's unfinished business? Or is it because you're seeking comfort in something familiar? If you're currently in a relationship, this retrograde could bring up conversations that have been avoided for too long. If something has been bubbling beneath the surface, it's going to come up now. And if your partnership is strong, this is a chance to clear the air, to bring clarity to things that have felt uncertain. But if cracks already exist, this month will widen them, forcing you to either fix them or walk away. As the solar eclipse in Aries approaches on March 29th, the energy shifts again. If the lunar eclipse earlier in the month was about endings, this one is about beginnings. It's a moment where you see a new path opening up, a chance to take a bold step forward. And then, just when you think you've reached the end of the story, the universe delivers one final twist. Neptune moves into Aries. This is a major astrological event, marking the beginning of a 14-year cycle that will reshape your ambition, your dreams, and the way you see yourself as a leader. Neptune is a planet of illusion, creativity, and vision. In Aries, it fuels you with a newfound hunger to chase after the life you truly want. But here's the warning. Neptune can make things seem better, or worse, than they actually are. Over the next few years, you'll need to stay grounded, to trust your instincts, and to avoid getting caught up in illusions that distract you from your real purpose. March 2025 is not a month for professional complacency. If you've been coasting, staying in a role that feels too small for you, or hesitating to claim the leadership position that deep down you know you deserve, this is the month where everything changes. The energy surrounding your career is shifting in a way that is both exciting and unsettling, pushing you toward a new level of ambition, responsibility, and visibility. From the start of the month, you'll feel an undeniable urge to reassess your professional path. Maybe it's a growing dissatisfaction with your current role, a realization that you've outgrown the job you once loved, or an awareness that you've been playing it safe instead of taking the risks that would put you in a position of power. You may find yourself questioning whether you're truly being valued and compensated for your skills and leadership. And if the answer is no, the universe won't let you ignore it any longer. As Venus and Mercury retrograde in Aries begin influencing your career sector, expect a strong pull toward the past. An old employer might reach out with a new opportunity. A business idea you once abandoned could suddenly seem worth revisiting. A project you put on pause might start calling to you again. This retrograde energy is not about jumping into something new. It's about tying up loose ends, learning from past mistakes, and making smarter choices about your future. If you've been thinking about a career move but haven't been able to take action, expect March 14th's lunar eclipse in Virgo to shake things up. This eclipse is hitting your financial and professional sectors, which means a major shift is coming, whether you're ready or not. For some Leos, this could mean a sudden career breakthrough, an unexpected promotion, a lucrative job offer, or a powerful connection that opens a door you never saw coming. But for others, it might mean an abrupt wake-up call, realizing that your current job is no longer aligned with your goals, facing challenges in your industry, or even being pushed out of a position that no longer serves you. Eclipses don't just hint at change, they demand it. If you've been avoiding a necessary career transition, this eclipse will force you to confront it head-on. This is not a time to cling to old ways of doing things. If something ends now, trust that it's because something better is on the way. As the eclipse corridor between March 14th and March 29th unfolds, you'll start to see the pieces falling into place. The fog clears. The uncertainty starts to lift. And by the time the solar eclipse in Aries arrives on March 29th, you'll have the chance to step into something completely new. This solar eclipse is a moment of rebirth for your ambitions. It could mark the beginning of a new leadership role, a major career pivot, or a bold decision that sets you on a new path. If you've been feeling stuck, this eclipse is the green light you've been waiting for. But here's the thing, it won't come as a neatly packaged opportunity. It will require courage, risk, and stepping into the unknown. And just as March ends, Neptune shifts into Aries, igniting a 14-year cycle that will reshape your long-term ambitions. This is the beginning of a new era where your dreams, your career, and your sense of purpose expand in ways you can't yet imagine. You may feel a sudden desire to chase a bigger vision, to start something that feels truly meaningful, to step into a role that feels like destiny. But with Neptune's influence comes a warning. Not every opportunity will be what it seems. There will be moments where things look too good to be true, because they are. Stay sharp. Use your intuition, but don't ignore logic. This is a time for bold moves, but not reckless ones. By the time March is over, your career, your finances, and your sense of professional purpose will look different. You're stepping into a new level of leadership and visibility, and the universe is making sure you don't shrink away from it. Leo, March is not a month for playing small. It's a month of fated events, unexpected turns, and big decisions. You are being pushed toward a new version of yourself, one that is bolder, wiser, and more in tune with what you truly want. By the time this month is over, you won't be the same person you were at the start. If you've been waiting for a sign to make a move, to take a risk, sign to make a move, to take a risk, to step into something new, this is it. The universe is giving you the opportunity to rewrite your story. The question is, are you ready to turn the page?